The Mongol Machine. How they conquered the world. Imagine 100,000 warriors on horseback, moving faster than armies twice their size, using coded flags, psychological warfare, and tactics so advanced they're still studied by modern militaries. This wasn't a myth. This was the Mongol War Machine. And under Genghis Khan, it didn't just conquer it, rewrote the rules of war. In this episode, we break down the core of Genghis Khan's military genius, and, even today, no force has ever matched what he built. Most armies in the medieval world were built on nobility. Birthright meant everything. You could be completely incompetent and still command thousands just because of your last name. But Genghis Khan did the opposite. He tore up the tribal rulebook and introduced something radical: meritocracy. Soldiers were promoted based on skill, bravery, and loyalty, not family connections. Even former enemies could rise in the ranks if they swore loyalty and proved themselves. This made the Mongol army far more flexible and motivated. Everyone knew, fight hard and you'll be rewarded. The Mongol military was organized like a well-oiled machine. Genghis implemented a system that broke everything into units of 10. Arban, 10 soldiers, Zuan, Mingan, 1,000, Tumen, 10,000. Every soldier knew exactly where they fit. Command structures were clear, efficient, and fast. Communication between ranks was lightning quick. Compare that to European armies of the time. Clunky, slow, riddled within. The Mongols outmaneuvered them at every turn. Their most feared weapon, not the sword. It was the composite bow, a small, curved bow, made of horn, wood, and sinew. It had a pull strength of over 100 pounds and could punch through armor from horseback. Mongol warriors trained from childhood to shoot while riding at full speed, turning 180 degrees mid-gallop and releasing arrows without breaking stride. They also carried lances, sabers, and daggers, and sometimes even early gunpowder bombs taken from the Chinese. But the true weapon wasn't what they held, it was how they used it. The average Mongol warrior had 3 to 5 horses. That meant they could ride non-stop for days, without exhausting a mount, travel 60 to 100 miles per day, strike in places no one thought possible. They also carried their own food rations, often dried meat, milk curds, and even blood drawn from their horses in emergencies. This made them self-sufficient. No supply chains, no waiting, just attack, retreat, attack again. Genghis Khan mastered something most armies feared: the feigned retreat. Here's how it worked. 1. A small Mongol unit would attack and then flee in panic. 2. The enemy, thinking they were winning, would pursue. 3. They'd be led into an ambush, surrounded, and annihilated. This wasn't luck, it was calculated deception. Mongols even planted fake camps, dummies on horseback, and smoke signals to trick enemy scouts. They'd spread rumors to demoralize cities before they even arrived. In many cases, cities surrendered without a fight, just from reputation alone. You might think horsemen would struggle in sieges, not the Mongols. When they invaded China and the Islamic world, they faced massive fortified cities. So what did they do? They learned, hired Persian and Chinese engineers, built catapults, trebuchets, and siege towers, used flaming oil, gunpowder bombs, and tunneling, and when all else failed, they'd cut off water supplies, starve cities, and use captured civilians as human shields. This wasn't just brute force. It was calculated terror. Genghis Khan believed mercy for the obedient, destruction for the defiant. Cities that surrendered quickly were spared and sometimes absorbed into the empire. But cities that resisted, they were erased. In Nishapur, After the death of a Mongol commander, Genghis ordered the mass execution of every man, woman, and child. Over 100,000 people. It was horrifying, but effective. Word of these massacres spread across Asia. Many rulers chose to surrender without a single arrow fired. The Mongol War Machine didn't just win by fighting, it won by making the idea of fighting unthinkable. The Mongol military wasn't the largest in history, but it was the most efficient, most mobile, and most psychologically devastating. In the next episode, we'll dive into the man behind the myth. How Khan used his massive empire not just to destroy but to build a bloodline that survives to this day. Hit subscribe, and prepare to meet the sons of Genghis Khan, each more ruthless than the last.